There comes a moment in life when the world stops pretending, stops hiding behind soft words, stops protecting you from the truth, and finally shows its real face, a battlefield. Some people close their eyes when this moment arrives. Some run, some wait for rescue, some hope someone will save them. But the ones who rise, the ones who rebuild, the ones who become legends, they don't wait for anyone. They don't expect anything. They understand one truth: no one is coming. And that truth, instead of breaking them, wakes them up. This is where the journey of the self-made begins. Not in comfort, not in light, but in darkness, in silence, in the cold corners of life where no one claps, no one cheers, no one supports. This is where you meet the real you, the raw you, the version of you stripped of excuses and stripped of illusions. You look into the mirror of your own life and realize you can either be the victim of your story or the architect of it, but you cannot be both. And so the self-made choose the harder path, the lonely path, the path that demands discipline, sacrifice, and a level of focus sharp enough to cut through fear. The self-made are forged in situations others collapse in. They grow in places where others shrink. They evolve in moments where others quit, not because they're special, but because they decide to survive, to fight, to endure, to build. Because pain is a gateway, discomfort is a teacher, darkness is the birthplace of strength. You don't rise because life becomes easy. You rise because life tried to destroy you and failed. You rise because you discovered a fire inside you that refuses to die. When you walk toward your goals, the world will not believe in you. Friends won't understand. Family may doubt you. People will laugh. They will call you crazy. They will tell you to slow down, to be realistic, to wait for the right moment. But the self-made know the truth. There is no right moment. There is only time wasted. Opportunities don't appear. They're carved out of hours no one else is willing to work. Born in sacrifices no one else is willing to make. In the beginning, the world sees only your struggle. It doesn't see your vision, your hunger, your potential. Only you do. That's why the beginning is the darkest part. You walk alone. You fight alone. You cry alone. You break alone. And every scar you earn in private becomes a medal of strength the world will never understand. Anyone can perform when the crowd is cheering, but only the self-made perform when no one is watching. They don't need validation. They don't need applause. They move because they must, because their dream is bigger than their doubt. But the nights, the long nights when sleep disappears, when doubts whisper louder than dreams, when the weight of your goals crushes your chest, these nights break most people. They swallow the weak. They separate the dreamers from the doers. But if you survive these nights, if you endure the pressure, if you refuse to quit, you transform. You stop waiting for strength. You create it. You stop waiting for motivation. You build discipline. You stop blaming circumstances. You reshape them. This is the rebirth of the self-made. The death of the old you. The rise of the new you. The world doesn't reward effort. The world rewards results. And results come from one thing: relentless consistency. Not talent. Not luck. Not money. Consistency. Every day you push, even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to, because the self-made don't operate through emotion. They operate through discipline. Motivation fades. Discipline remains. You train your mind to obey your purpose, your emotions to bow to your focus, your fears to kneel before your goals. Your mind is your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy. If you control it, you rise. If you don't, you fall. So the self-made sharpen their focus. They cut off distractions. They distance themselves from people who drain them. They walk away from environments that limit them. They stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Because you cannot build an extraordinary life with ordinary habits. You cannot chase big dreams with a small mindset. Every new level of life demands a stronger version of you. People will say you changed, and you did. People will say you're different, and you are. People will say you're distant, and you must be. People will call you selfish without knowing the sacrifices you're making. If they didn't help you build, they don't get to judge how you rise. Some people are weights, not wings. If you hold on to them, you will drown with them. Let them go. Rise without them. And once you rise, something changes inside you. Your fear becomes silent. Your doubts become weaker. Your focus becomes sharper. Your purpose becomes louder. Suddenly you realize that every sleepless night, every painful chapter, every lonely moment was preparing you for the life you're building now. The self-made don't rise in spite of the struggle. They rise because of it. Every setback sharpened them. Every betrayal educated them. Every failure redirected them. Every challenge strengthened them. They are not made of talent. They are made of scars. They are not fueled by luck. They are fueled by hunger. They are not shaped by comfort. They are shaped by adversity. Greatness is built brick by brick, sacrifice by sacrifice, choice by choice, moment by moment. When you choose the path of the self-made, you embrace responsibility. You realize no one is to blame for your failures, and no one gets credit for your success. You stop complaining, stop waiting, stop delaying. You adapt, you execute, you rise. There is no magic, only movement. No secret, only sacrifice. No shortcut, only struggle. But there is one reward: freedom. When you build yourself, no one can break you. When you rely on no one can control you. When you carve your own path, no one can mislead you. A self-made person is not just successful. They're dangerous. Dangerous to limitations. Dangerous to excuses. Dangerous to fear, dangerous to every force that tried to bury them. They rise with fire, with purpose, with a mindset unshakable and unstoppable. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. You were never meant to be average. You were meant to be exceptional. You were never meant to follow. You were meant to lead. You were meant to become self-made. Your story is not finished. Your rise is not complete. Your potential is not reached. Everything you want is waiting for one thing: your decision. The decision to stop running, stop fearing, stop doubting, stop waiting. The decision to build, to grind, to grow, to become. Look at your life and say it with fire. No more excuses, no more fear, no more limits. From this moment, I build myself. I strengthen myself. I rise by myself. I become self-made. Walk into the darkness. Walk into the grind. Walk into the pain. Walk into the sacrifice. Because on the other side of that darkness is the life meant for you. A life carved by your discipline, built by your hands, powered by your hunger. A life that belongs to no one but you. Legends are not born. Legends are forged in silence, in struggle, in sacrifice, in resilience, in refusal to give up. Be the one they doubted who rose anyway. Be the one they underestimated who proved them wrong. Be the one they counted out who became unstoppable. Be the one who started with nothing and built everything. Be self-made. Subscribe.